What's going on, everyone? It's Marcellus back with another video. Today, we're just going to be talking about whether or not the pump inside of Baby Dogecoin really has been confirmed or not. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So definitely hit that like button and subscribe. Leave a comment in the comment section, all that good stuff yet. And also, if you haven't got you Ledger Nano X or any kind of hardware wallet, definitely check out the link in the description for the Ledger. You can get the X or the S, whatever one. You definitely need a hardware wallet. And like I said, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. Let's get straight to it. So let's talk about whether or not Baby Dogecoin will continue to pump or if this is it for Baby Dogecoin. And is this the pump confirmation that we've really been looking for? So let's talk about that. So the first thing we're going to talk about here is how Baby Doge has passed the 1250 resistance. So that was our support for the longest time. And then you can actually see back here, we broke that support for Baby Doge, that 1250 support at the 25th of July. That's when we first broke the support, right? And now you can see we first broke it like as the resistance, using that 1250 as the resistance. We first broke that over here on the 27th of July. So we are only below that support for 2 days before we actually came back and broke it. And now, boom, now we're heading up to the next resistance line, which is 1330. So that's the next area for the Baby Doge. Really, it's 1335, but yeah, 1335. We're heading to that next resistance line. So the confirmation really happens once Baby Doge can actually pass 1335. Because look, if Baby Doge passes this 1335 resistance, then the next area of resistance for us to head next to is over here at 1430. So if we can pass 1335, then we will go to 1430, and it's going to be confirmed that we are bullish from here up to here. Now, whether or not it continues to pump, I don't know if that confirmation is here yet, but there is a confirmation that we should be getting up to 1335 very soon, and then eventually 1430 if we could actually break past 1335. So that much is confirmed. But yeah, like I said, none of this is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Just kind of showing you what I'm seeing here with the technicals. Because look, if we could pass 1435, I also showed this yesterday, then we had the possibility to get all the way up here to 1550. So if we could see 1550, that would be really nice. And by the way, the red areas are supply and demand, less demand for these indicators. So it's pretty much resistance when we see these red areas, and they're almost always right. Like look, literally the second we get up here to this red area, now we're getting rejected. So now we're going back down. And then you see the same thing happen here when we got to this minor red area, we got rejected and then it went down, but it was so minor that we did not stay down for that long. So you can actually see down here that that resistance was very minor. So we didn't stay down for that long. Now we may actually have the possibility to break those areas now. So let's talk about some other things here with Baby Doge. So let's go over here and look at the 4-hour chart for Baby Doge. And by the way, when you look at the 15M chart down here, you can look at the oscillator. You can see the buying volume is actually starting to slow down. Notice how when we started over here on the 26th of July, there was lots of buying volume over here. So you can actually see it. That's why it's on the upside, because this is all buying volume. But notice how it's slowing down. So, like I said, we may have a little bit more that brings us up here. But if we get rejected, then no, the bullish pump is not confirmed if we get rejected at 1335. But if we can actually pass that, then it's kind of confirmed that we're going up to 1450, 1430, around that area. So anyways, the 4-hour chart, like I was saying before, looking at that. So you can see over here with the 4-hour chart, it is showing that we are still bearish by 60% in the last 24 hours in the 24-hour market control. So you are still seeing there is still selling pressure when you look at it from the long-term perspective with the 4-hour chart. So we're still not out of the woodworks yet, but in the short term, we are going to see some bullish pumps coming in. So that little bit is confirmed in the short term. But whether or not in the long term we're actually confirmed to become bullish, because when you look at the long-term chart, the 4-hour chart, like you're seeing that it's really showing that we have a lot of buying here. So this is kind of an overbought area, and it's typically overbought when you see no red candlesticks like in between this. This is all green candlesticks. So it's going to be really hard for us to continue to become bullish, especially now that we're inside the supply and demand of less demand. But right now we are having less demand in this area. So it's going to be harder for us to continue to pump here. But the whole overall crypto market is pumping, which kind of gives Baby Doge that leg upwards to, continue to rise from here. So you're seeing some nice percentages here with Bitcoin at 23.8K now, Ethereum back at 1,700, 9.4%. So maybe we already bottomed out inside the crypto market, right? Maybe we already bottomed out and we're actually getting ready to start pumping again. So that's always a possibility here. And you can kind of see we haven't really ever went below the lowest low that we had in the crypto market over here around 18th of June. We haven't went below that area. So I think right now this may be the lowest that we may see crypto. Like hopefully it is, but I don't know. because there's no way to 100% know if this is the lowest. And this is just looking at Bitcoin. If you go over here and you look at Baby Doge, you can see Baby Doge's low was all the way back here inside of May. So we were kind of a little bit different than Bitcoin. So our low was at the 12th of May. So whether or not we get back to that 12th of May low, that's going to show a lot for Baby Doge. Now, obviously, we had a low over here for the all-time low inside 2021 in June, but that was before we had, Elon Musk tweeting about Baby Doge. But anyways, now that we're at where we're at now, the 12th of May is where our low is. So I think we might have already hit a low in the crypto market, which will definitely be really good for everybody. But anyways, moving on from this, looking at Bitcoin, Bitcoin's kind of the same. You're seeing lots of purchasing going on here with Bitcoin. So we've done a lot here. Now, let me just start from the beginning. So on the 12th of July, you can actually see Bitcoin almost broke the support, did it very briefly, but then it immediately turned to the upside. And then as soon as our indicators started to turn green, I'll go ahead and zoom in on that for you all. So look over here, as soon as our indicators start to turn green, you start to see buying coming in for Bitcoin. And that's exactly what started to happen. So now that you're seeing this buying coming in for Bitcoin, you're going to see it come all the way up here. And if we build a red bar here, it kind of looks like we're probably about to build a red supply and demand area here. That'll probably be our resistance because it looks like we're getting rejected a little bit. And the reason why I say this is because you can actually see on the oscillator here, this area here was a little bit oversold, right? So we came off that oversold area, but it's a very small amount of selling. And then the next area of selling was way smaller, which is a bullish signal, which is why we got this next leg up here for Bitcoin. So now what you're seeing with Bitcoin, we're coming on this overbought area here on the oscillator, but now we've already peaked on this overbought area. And you can actually see it going down. It's curving downwards. So since it's curving downwards, we're probably going to end up going back down to the support line here. So you'll probably end up seeing Bitcoin dropping back down about 23.2K before it starts to try to rise again. So we're at 23.8K. So imagine just it pulling it back just a very small amount. And then we should have another pump coming in for Bitcoin. Now, this is just a 15M chart, so it's all short term. Any of it can be invalidated by a long-term move. Let's say something bad happens. But anyways, we got over here the 24-hour market control in control by the bulls by 80% for Bitcoin when you're looking at it from the short term. And now going over here for the 4-hour chart, which is the long term, you see the bears are in control by 60% when you look at it for the long term. So it's still a little bit 60% bearish, and we still have our bottom support all the way down here for Bitcoin. So there's still the possibility that we get a huge drop off in here, but we're definitely getting a lot of nice buying coming in here for the crypto market. Now, mind you, all this selling here was overselling. All this was so much selling actually, but notice how the selling has stopped almost immediately. We didn't even wait for that third wave. Usually it goes like this. It's the selling like here, and then the next selling area is smaller, and then the next one very small, and then a pump. But we didn't have it like that. We just had two large selling areas and then a huge humongous pump after that, which is why it's showing the OB, which means overbought. That's why the oscillator shows OB. So we are actually overbought, and we're actually peaking on this overbought chart. So when you look at this in the long term, you're about to see this start to go down a lot more now. So that's why I was saying, prepare for a drop in the crypto market. You can see we're at the peak of our overbought area for the oscillator. So selling is about to come pretty soon. So you want to be wary of that. Like I said, it could be all a bull trap here. I mean, this whole run up here was a bull trap. I was screaming bull trap the whole time. And then it went all the way back down to the support that we set down here. And this support is set over here at 20.7K. I mentioned this in all of my videos. And the same thing could be happening again, where we start to pump huge. And then we have another setback down to our support. And you know who this benefits the most? This benefits the whales. This benefits the millionaires, the billionaires that just go ahead and throw all their money in, pump up the crypto market, hype everyone up. Everyone throws their money in because they think that it's about to start pumping again. And then right as it hits the peak, just like we see here on the oscillator, we peaked on our overbought area. Right as we hit that peak, they sell out, and then you start to see it go down. You've seen the same thing over here. We were overbought, right? We came off the oversold area like they love doing. They did the same thing over here. It came off this oversold area. And now that you've seen coming off this oversold area because they sold all their crypto out, and now look, they're coming right back in, and they're buying more and more. And now as they got it overbought, they start to sell out because they got people hyped. They started to increase the prices artificially by just dropping huge amounts of money in there. And then as people start putting their money in as well, then the rich people's money starts going up, and then they sell it once it gets to the peak. And that's why you're seeing this overbought area going down. And now you're seeing the same exact thing happening to this overbought area here. We have all this buying pressure coming in, and they did it on purpose. They just started to put all their money in, and they probably pumped their money up into here. And then this is where you start seeing bigger money coming in. This is when you start seeing retail flowing in, and this is where you start to see pretty much everyone FOMOing into the market right here. And as they FOMO into market and play off of the Fed raising interest rates and saying that we could possibly not be raising interest rates on September 21st, that's when they come in and now they start to put so much more money in, and then they're going to start selling out on you all. So I just want people to be wary of this. This is how bull traps are done. And I know I'm going into depth really a lot on this, but that's because I really want everyone to know, like, this could be an artificial pump here. So just be completely careful. Just look at how huge the green candlesticks are. This pretty much shows you that it was a lot, like a large amount of buying all at once. This shows you that there was whales manipulating this. You want to be careful. I just wanted to emphasize that a lot. And I know I'm talking about Bitcoin, but Bitcoin has a lot to do with Baby Doge. So you want to pay attention and be careful with all this. Because as you can see, Bitcoin had a huger pump, a way bigger pump. A huger isn't even a word, but a way bigger pump than Baby Doge. So you're seeing more whales manipulating Bitcoin than Baby Doge. So we don't have to be as careful as Bitcoin buyers, but we still have to be careful here and diligent. But yeah, anyways, Certic. So Baby Doge is trending on Certic. So trending on Twitter and on Certic. So that's really good as well. We're trending on both Certic and Twitter, and we're actually the top project trending on Certic. So that's really good as well. Over here, you can see the Twitter twin that we have. So this is actually pretty nice. Baby Doge trending on Twitter. And then you can also see over here, Baby Doge #1 top trending on CoinX. So that's good as well. And now you can also buy and sell Baby Doge on Guardian for the Guardian wallet. So you can check that out if you all want to. So that's pretty big as well. And for our burns for the day, we burned 12.33K, which is equivalent to 8.93 trillion Baby Doge. Lots of money right there. Burned a lot of stuff. So that's all good. But yeah, this is all I got for y'all today. So definitely go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe. Leave a comment in the comment section. Check out the link in the description if you guys want to become a member of the channel, or if you just want the Legend Nano X because you want your crypto to be yours. So you definitely want to do that, because remember, if it's not your keys, not your crypto technically. So yeah, definitely go ahead and do that. And as always, like I said, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. I'll be back with another video.